What you're about to see is from Rebel Base, IGN's weekly Star Wars show. Stop it.
Okay, so there's a picture going around the internet early in the week where somebody's nan or mum had a picture of Jesus on their fireplace.
Right.
And it turned out it was actually Ewan McGregor in Star Wars. And it got me thinking...
See you next week.
That's a fun thing that happened. See you later. It got me thinking that I actually quite like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And before Comic-Con, somebody posted on Reddit a picture of supposedly the upcoming Star Wars slate for the next 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And one of the spin-off movies, the anthology movies, was going to be called Kenobi.
Right.
And I thought, you know what? I would love them to do another Obi-Wan Kenobi, a standalone Obi-Wan Kenobi character. Because he's such an important character. I think there's a lot of his story to be told. He's a really important character because he fills in the intervening years, the Clone Wars and all that sort of stuff. Rebels, he could be there.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? He's older. He's perfect to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see anyone else do it. I just think that he deserves another shot at being Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I thought he was a really good Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't like Alex doesn't like his sort of impression of like the old Ben, but I thought he did really, really well.
I think he gets stronger and stuff. And also I think it's one of those things that's so easy to latch onto. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think he has to do the impression.
No.
But I guess he's committed into it. But you've seen him, like, in those 3 movies, you see him in very different stages of his career. Like, he's had to play very different Obi-Wan Kenobis in every film.
Definitely.
And I'd love to see him do the next one where he's like Rogue, or, you know, there's a new Star Wars comic coming out which is going to fill in some of these gaps where it's going to be like a one-shot, all about Kenobi, the Jason Aaron. I think Jason Aaron's writing it, but he writes the ongoing series. And it's going to be all focused on Kenobi, but I'd love to see him come back to that role and actually illustrate that on film. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I thought he was a really, really good Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, I think him and Qui-Gon Jinn's, like, they sort of, like, funny banter between each other is really good. Like, it shows that he's got a sense of humour. But he's a really good actor as well. Like, but then he has done quite a few stinkers.
So I think this is where maybe the baggage is overtaking him, because there's this thing, I don't know if it's still the case, but a couple of years ago, somebody did an analysis of the least bankable actors in Hollywood.
Based on, what do you mean by bankable?
So what it is, it means, I think the metric they used was something like return on investment. So like the amount of money, amount he costs to hire, how much the budget of the film is, and what it earns back. But I think that's skewed because he did films like Down with Love, which was actually cost more than you think, but actually didn't make a return. So even if you factor in Star Wars, he was still one of those actors that couldn't like open a movie. He's not like, basically the inverse of what you think of Will Smith or Tom Cruise is, where he can command 20 mil or like something off the back end, but you know, weekend one, everyone will see a Will Smith movie. Or they would 10 years ago. So he's the opposite of that. He couldn't really hold a film. And I guess that's the proposition if you made a Kenobi movie. But my argument, same with all the like Marvel movies, the star here is Star Wars, the star is Marvel, and it means you can cast like Tom Holland, or like the new Spider-Man movie, they can cast Tom Holland and give it a director to John Watts, who you've never really heard of. And I think the same with this, like I think he's already played that role, gives it great continuity. And I think Kenobi's bigger than it.
I think out of everything in the prequels, he's one of the most watchable things in them, I think. Because he's got a really good screen presence, and just look at that little beard and stuff as well. I spoke to him once when he was promoting Jack the Giant Slayer, or Jack the
Bryan
Giant
Singer
Killer.
movie.
It's a terrible, terrible film.
See, that's what I mean.
But I asked him, like, you know, would you ever be up for going back to Star Wars? And he said, I'd rather I did it than anyone else, which is pretty cool, really.
So I think that's confirmation that he is playing Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Kenobi coming out in 2019. Actually, in all seriousness, do you think Ewan McGregor deserves another shot at being Obi-Wan Kenobi? If not, who could play old Ben? Let us know, rebelbase@ign.com. And until next week, for everything on Star Wars, stay right here on IGN.